I'm Wayne Hudson.
I'm Jeremy Tillman.
And here we are with another coaching tip for the Christ life. You know, Jeremy, as we think about just simply just walking with Jesus, and man, we spent most of the past several months talking about just loving Jesus and how we do that. And we've talked about some things that we would probably call spiritual disciplines, like time in the Word and time in prayer, being actively involved in a local body of believers, and in a small group, or what we call here a D group. But don't you think sometimes that we lose sight of that's something that we get to do and not something that we have to do, and we just kind of put it on a to-do list? And you know, I'm reminded of this passage in 2 Corinthians 11 where Paul's writing to the church at Corinth, and he says, look, I'm afraid you've been deceived, like Eve was, that you miss out on the simplicity of a simple and pure relationship with Jesus and devotion to Jesus. You know, we understand that we need to do all this stuff if we're going to grow, but it's not something we have to do. It's something that we get to do. What do you think about that?
Yeah, you know, here's where my mind goes to. I think back to when I first started dating Jennifer. And even now, being married to her. I don't have to be told that I need to spend time with her.
Right.
I want to. Man, and that's the same way in our relationship with Jesus, that we get to spend time with Him. And in this thing called relationship, we're always growing. And that's the goal, is we're steadily growing closer to Jesus as we spend time to Jesus. So rather than seeing it as just a checklist, that, okay, I've spent some time with Jesus, I'm going to check that off my list. Now we desire that. We get to do that. We get to spend time with Him because we're in relationship with Him, and we want to grow in that relationship with Him. If I never spent any time with Jennifer, I wouldn't have a clue who she was. But I wanted to spend time with her. And so I made sure that I carved out time, that I even thought about conversations that we had throughout the day. And that's the way our relationship with Jesus should be about. It should be where we spend time with Him, but then we don't just check the box off and leave Jesus at the door, so to speak. Yeah. Jesus is with us all throughout the day, that we should continually be meditating on His Word and thinking about Jesus and thinking about our relationship with Him.
Yeah. Don't you think sometimes that we put those things, that time in the Word and prayer, church attendance or small group stuff, that we just put it kind of as something else that we have to do, instead of just loving Jesus and no understanding the importance of that time?
I think a lot of times what we do is we put it as another activity rather than intimacy.
Right. That's good. That's good. So our encouragement for you today is spend time with Jesus because you love Him. Man, understand that this time with Jesus, time in the Word, prayer, man, gathering with other believers and spending time in a small group or D group is a privilege. It's something that we get to do, to get to know someone who loved us enough to become our sin so that we could become the righteousness of God. Go spend time with Jesus today and let Jesus be Jesus in you.